Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Resistance to Existence. We're going to have part 2 with Jordan Smith, my roommate. In this episode, things get a little bit inappropriate again, so if there's any minors in the audience, maybe don't listen to this episode. We talk about, the usual things, but Jordan actually gets into his story, so for those of you who are looking forward to that, we're going to start that right off at the top. Hope you enjoy, and here's something to consider. I don't know if you've seen, but in the news, apparently Microsoft is getting rid of Internet Explorer, which means that Internet Explorer was so slow that it was able to delay its own death for 10 years. Anyway, enjoy the show, guys, and I hope you're having a great day.
All right, we're back. Part 2.
I just roll my eyes. It's like, I know this is an auditory recording, but I'm rolling my eyes.
Just imagine Jordan. I know you've never seen his face, but just imagine what you think he looks like, and then have him roll his eyes. That's what it looked like.
I wonder what people attribute. I've always wondered, because you'll hear people in like voice actors or podcasts or whatever, and you're like, I wonder what that person looks like.
It never is what you think.
Well, except for Jocko. Jocko just sounds like granite. Like that.
I actually thought Jocko was the body I got right. Just this jacked, fucking yoked, big, thick guy. But the face, man, he looks like somebody pinched his eyes closed for a long time.
It's like when you have a Monster can and then you squash it with your foot.
That's exactly what his face looks like. By the way, Jocko, if you're listening, we love you. But
he's like...
He does look weird. He does not look like how I imagined him. I imagined like the Chad without the beard.
It looks like how I imagined him.
I imagined a blonde guy. Like I imagined just your typical American boy. And then it was Jocko. And I was like, oh, well, that's different. Anyway, what's your true story, Jordan? You were going to tell us a story the last podcast.
Yes, my true story.
Narrated by Morgan Freeman.
And that was when
Lee
removed his pants
and started sucking his own balls.
And then he woke up because he would never be that flexible.
Not until I get rid of those useless ribs. Like Marilyn Manson. What's your true story before I keep interrupting?
Well, this is a true story, unlike the Marilyn Manson thing.
Oh, did that not happen?
It's not real. It was a hoax.
I didn't know.
That was a big thing. Oh, you hear Marilyn Manson removed his rib? Like,
I didn't even hear about that until like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
How? Okay, never mind. I'm just going to tell my story.
Okay.
It's not even... I hate this. Like, I have a minor story, and then now it's all hyped up because I've been, not talking about it for 30 minutes, but...
It's worth it. Jordan, your stories are always worth it. You think it's nothing, but your stories are fucking weird.
I was in first grade, and I had a very high reading level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a high school reading level first grade.
Yeah, me too, dude. I get it.
And so, of course, I started thinking, well, I'm high school reading level. I need to, flex. I didn't think that, but that's what I was doing. I need to flex my reading level.
Right.
It's like,
so you were showing up to class with, the fucking anatomy textbook sitting next to the girl and be like, hey, look at this.
No.
This one has pictures, too.
Mine was weirder. So, I remember this specifically. There was this book on the Titanic.
Like the movie or
the actual Titanic with the schematics of the engine. Oh, blah 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 blah.
This was like an engineering guide to the Titanic.
No, it was a historical thing, but it was like a college book.
Right.
It was not condensed for even high schoolers. It was like a just straight pure knowledge, just dates, locations, people, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And a part of me actually did like reading a book. It wasn't all flex because it was kind of practicing with weird. I specifically remember it being my introduction to adult books, but I would take it with me in my backpack. This is so dumb. Hoping people would see it. Because, like, I'm first grade. Oh, oops! Dropped my thick Titanic textbook.
Oops, I dropped my textbook for my Magnum brain. That's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Oops, I dropped my monster textbook for my Magnum brain.
Oh, Jordan, and you call me autistic. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
It worked for some people. But
What do you mean it worked?
I became chief master planner for War Against the Girls at the playground.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
The good old girl wars. Back when we didn't give a fuck about those thoughts. Life was so simple.
Isn't that true, though?
Dude.
That's so true.
Like...
Okay, I need to finish my story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were done. Okay.
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
So, I'm talking about months.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember the librarian just looking at me because I'd like...
This was a library book.
Yeah.
I thought this was a book from home.
No. So I would like... Because like, I flex the librarian too because I'm like... I'm this little pipsqueak
I'm
kid.
reading about the Titanic.
But then I kept like checking it out like
Oh my
over the whole
God.
school year.
She thought you were autistic. For sure. She was like, there's something wrong with
Like,
this.
I
kid.
like boats.
I like boats.
But like I kept checking it out and I actually did read it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understood like a quarter of it, but I did read it.
Mm-hmm.
For my credit. It wasn't all just bravado.
Yeah.
But
so tell me about the Titanic. What do you know?
I don't know.
You retained none of it.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, but with Egyptians.
I need to finish my story.
Oh, I thought that was the end of it.
It's not the end of it.
Signal when it's the end.
I will.
Okay,
I'll give you a signal.
Okay.
That's the signal.
What's your? So what happened?
So I did this over the school year.
Uh-huh.
I would like just bring in my backpack on the off chance that.
Were you at least reading it, or you just had it as a prop?
No, I was reading it, but I was
Okay.
reading it very slowly on purpose.
Yeah.
And so it was mainly a prop. It's like, I gotta take all my, notepads out.
Oh,
just
man,
plop, and like...
I'm on a fast track to success. I know about Titanic.
So I'd have like my Magic Treehouse book.
And then the Titanic.
The Titanic.
That's so stupid, Jordan.
And so I remember like I leave my bag a little open.
Oh man. I don't think I've ever done that.
But,
I've been reading since I was a wee lad, and I don't think I've ever tried to flex with a book before.
You just don't have that Magnum brain.
Well, I did used to do the thing where a girl was reading a book that I had read, and I'd be like, "Oh, you reading that?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, obviously," because I was stupid. And then I'd be like, "I've read it. It's good." And they're like, "Yeah, that's why I'm reading it." And then that was the end of the conversation.
You just reminded me of. You just gave me a flashback. I remember when I was second grade, and this kid I hated. Like I was trying to get through all the Magic Treehouse books.
I never read those.
They were good for a kid.
Well, I assume they're good. I'm just saying I've never read them.
Yeah, but you know what they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was more into Goosebumps as a kid.
I wanted to. I'm not even gonna get into that. I really wanted to read Goosebumps, but my mom was all retarded about it.
Oh, she didn't like them?
Like anything scary is like for some reason bad.
My parents didn't let me take them home. I would just read them at the library while I was waiting for my brothers to pick a book.
Yeah, I didn't have.
They're pretty quick reads.
I did not have brothers, but anyway, I was trying to read all the Magic Treehouse books they had available at the school library, and I remember I was waiting on the one with the buffalo on the cover. It was the American Prairie Native American one, and I was waiting, and I knew this stupid kid in my class had it, and then it came. I finally, yes, he returned it to the library, and I can use it. And it was all wrinkly and like somebody spilt something on it.
Oh no!
And the librarian was like, "Yeah, like in this." It was kind of funny actually. In this condescending voice, yeah, some kid spilled apple juice on it. And I remember in my mind, I remembered it like little me being like, "What an idiot! Like that asshole, dumbass."
He doesn't have the proper respect for books. I've got my Titanic book. I take very good care of it.
That happened like way after the Titanic book.
Oh, okay.
But back to the Titanic book, that like what we had at class was like every couple days there was a little like introduce yourself. It's really weird actually in hindsight. Like there's this thing on the wall where everybody in some kind of rotation would like write, "Hi, my name is this. I was born here. This is my favorite food. This is my favorite color. This is my favorite book."
Mm-hmm.
And it
Just
was
like a little getting to know you thing.
yeah, but it was over the whole school year. And no, but it was more detailed than a getting to know you thing.
Oh, okay.
Like it was more of like, "Oh, wow, I didn't know she was born here." Like about like stuff that little kids don't talk about.
Yeah.
But I remember it was my turn. And I remember the teacher like, "What's your favorite book?" Like like licks finger. Actually pulls out my Titanic book. I remember just looking at me like this kid. What is wrong? But she put it there and I was so proud. I was so fucking proud. Like flexing on these normies with their kid books. I'm a real man. Because in first grade.
Straight into the mic.
You said I'm soft spoken.
You need to stop yelling though.
Okay, Mom.
Well, I'm just saying you're gonna damage the mic.
Okay, Lee.
I'm just saying.
I'm rolling my eyes.
No, you're not. I looked at you this time. Now he is. Okay.
But yeah, so that's the story.
That's oh man, that was better than I could have imagined. Dude, so I had a book about the ancient Egyptians that I like to read every now and again. I could never remember a whole lot about it when I was a kid because it was one of those. It wasn't a college book by any means, but it could have been used by like a high schooler potentially. It was more of like a book about ancient Egyptian religion because this was way before anyone had made any like really good discoveries about ancient Egypt. Because like it was written like right after the Rosetta Stone had been translated. It was written like I think it was written in like the 90s or something. Yeah. So it was a very basic. Here's what Egypt was like, and so most of it was the mythology because that was the first thing that was translated. Yeah. It was way less about like what they were doing day to day, what their culture was like, or anything. That's like how it was for me too. Yeah, it was just like here's how the pharaohs used to dress, and here's the mythology, and that's it. Like it didn't have
the end.
Yeah, so I knew a lot about It was strange when I was a little kid. I knew a lot about Egyptian gods. I remember one time, I went to the library, and this librarian was there, and she's like, "So what kind of books do you like?" Because I was reading Goosebumps, and she was probably just trying to be nice. But I was like, I like Goosebumps, and I like books about ancient Egypt. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she went to like the little kids section and brought me back a book about like the pyramids. And I was like, "No, I like different books." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And so I knew where a copy of this book was in the library. My parents had a copy, so I had one at home. But I went over to that book. I was like, "I like this one. I read it all the time." And I remember she looked at me and she's like, "So you look at the pictures?" Because it had pictures in it. And I was like, "Oh, no, I read it." And she's like, "You read it?" And I was like... How old are you? And I felt special. I was like 8, 7.
I can read.
Well, no, but like, you see an 8-year-old and you're like, "Oh, he's reading Goosebumps. He's reading comic books." Like, oh, that's cool. But then when he comes over and he's like, "Here's this high school level like book about ancient Egyptian mythology."
I guess, yeah.
She was just kind of taken aback, and then she's like, "Oh, what can you tell me about it?" And I just started talking about the mythology. Like, I just started, going about like, and this is the god of the sun, and he rides the sun across the sky, and all this shit. And I remember she was just like, she just kind of looked at me like, "Oh, you're never getting laid." Like she gave me this look of like, "Oh, you're one of those kids." Like, okay, well, have fun. And she just walked away. And at the time, I thought like, yeah, I know a lot about Egypt. And but now I look back on it and I was like, oh, I was just an annoying, stupid kid.
Oh, man.
I wonder how many kids... All of them do that. Never mind. That's a dumb thing.
I think so, but I don't know. It felt... I feel like I see it differently because I was a very aware kid. And I remember a lot. And I remember being a kid and being like, I wonder how much my perspective will change. Because like I could see the change in adults and children and teenagers and people change very drastically, and it's like they completely forget the good qualities of the perspective of a kid. And I remember being a kid and thinking, like, I want to, like, bookmark this spot in my mind as, like, a reference point.
That's so strange. I've never once had that thought.
Yeah.
And pretty much, like, my perspective through my life has never changed. I'm basically just a kid in a man's body.
You're just an android.
No, what I mean is I've never been like, oh, I'm going to be different when I'm older. I've anticipated being different when I'm older, but it's never happened. Like, I've just kind of, like, I've gotten older.
Okay,
and the world's different now.
I don't mean... Well, maybe I should clarify. Your perspective's obviously different.
Well, my perspective is a little different, but what I mean is, I don't have difficulty going back to the mindset I had when I was a kid.
Okay, that's what I mean
like
too. I don't have that issue either. But at the time I didn't know that. I didn't know I would be like that because I'm seeing everyone else and like, what's this drastic change? So I bookmarked it.
I never noticed that.
And I didn't really need it because I'm very similar. I'm able to just shoot right back.
Yeah.
But I remember being a kid and bookmarking it thinking, ooh, I might change. I want to remember this.
See, what I mean is, like, I don't know, I've never gotten the sense that I've grown up yet. And that might change.
Yeah, I would agree too, Lee.
Well, I just... Shut up. I just mean, like, I got to be my teenage years, and I was looking around, and I was like, well, I'm just a different number of rotations around the sun. Like, I'm still me. Like,
but the sun got raw, and...
Yeah, but, like... I obviously like learned new things and gained some knowledge.
I get what you mean.
I just mean that, like, I don't know, I didn't change so drastically. At least I didn't notice it. I may have. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you just sit and read the Titanic book to try and flex on other kids.
No,
You're strange. You're a strange person.
No, I legitimately got the book to read it.
Yeah.
But
you used it to flex.
But then I was like, I could use this.
Now, I've never had that instinct or that desire to, like, show up other people, really. Like, I remember when I was a kid, everybody wanted to have, like, the wallet chains.
What?
When I was in high school.
When did you go to high school?
What?
When did you go to high school?
Fucking, my first year was 2011.
Sure wasn't the 90s? Wallet chains?
Dude, wallet chains at this high school made a fucking comeback.
That's ridiculous.
Everybody had one. Everybody wanted one. I thought they were cool, but, like, I just remember my mom was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, okay. And she noticed, like, a bunch of my friends had them, so she got me a wallet with a chain. She's like, there you go. You got a wallet chain. And I was like, cool. And I went to school and everyone's like, you got a wallet chain. And I was like, yeah.
Actually, that reminds me. You remember fidget spinners?
Vaguely, but yeah. I have
Isn't that weird?
I have one somewhere around here.
There was like that 6 months where, holy shit.
Everybody
needs a fidget spinner.
I bought one for my little sister because she was upset she didn't have one.
And then dropped dead off the face of the earth.
Well, yeah, it's like fashion things.
But that was a very drastic one, though, because it was like everywhere in society.
It wasn't just for kids.
It was all levels of society.
Everybody
like,
had one. Yeah.
At the time, I was trying to join the Marine Corps, and I remember my recruiter had one with, like, different, like, military symbols on it.
My dad has one with different military... I think he's got one with branches on it.
Yeah.
Like, the center one is the Marines, and he's got all the other ones on
This is how you choose?
Yeah. I'm going to spin this, and then you grab one, and that's where I'm putting you.
Wait, that's your penis. Yes.
It spins.
Oh my gosh, you're so awkward.
I'm just going to jerk off right now on the podcast.
I already started.
Yeah, I know. Been watching you.
Mentally.
Yeah.
I haven't really been scratching my ass this whole time.
Yeah, my penis is in my ass.
Well.
What?
Since you mentioned it.
Well, I better tell you about my unfortunate accident. They had to graft it inside of my asshole for it to heal, and then they never took it out.
No, I just did it.
What?
It didn't need to heal. I just did it because.
Just stuck it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Apparently there is a guy who can put his penis in his butt.
Yeah. I believe it. I've heard it.
I don't know how. Like,
dude, think about it.
It's gotta be hard to go up there.
Okay, first off, largest penis in the world is like...
No, I'm not talking about length. I believe the length part. I don't believe the sticking it up there part. Because it's gotta be hard to get up there. And if it's hard, it can't go backwards.
It doesn't have to be hard to get up there.
Yeah, it does.
How else are you supposed to put tampons in your asshole?
What? Well, first of all, tampons are stiff. Like, they're not just little floppy cotton balls. Like, they're hard. They're things you can...
No, I get that.
There's force you can apply to them.
You can apply force with a flaccid penis.
Shove a cotton ball up your ass and tell me how that goes. You know what? Take a bunch of cotton balls and arrange them in...
Is your penis shape. Like cotton balls?
When it's soft. Yeah, it's soft. It's
wow, it weighs
flesh.
half an ounce.
Well, no, it's just soft.
It's floating.
Floppy. It's just like you can mush it.
But you can still do...
You can't stick it up anywhere. Well, I don't know. I've never tried to stick it up my own ass.
See, that's your problem, Lee. You're just...
All I know is sticking a finger up there takes a bit of force, and I don't think my floppy, mushy penis could go up there.
Okay.
Have you ever tried to fuck a chick with a soft dick? You can't. You can't even put it in the vagina, and that at least is open.
Okay, Lee, all I'm saying is with the right amount of lubricant and preparation, and if he had a long enough penis, he could give himself some extra looping room, and then he'd be able to, like, open up the asshole with his hand, and then stick it into the opening and let it close, and then kind of work it in there.
Maybe.
But then what would happen is, and which is probably what he does on the weekends, is that he would get erect, but then it wouldn't stay in that position, and it would just be like, boop!
Yeah, it'd pop right out. Dude, imagine that. There are guys with penises longer than a foot.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But...
That's insane to me.
That sucks for those guys.
Yeah. Like, I'm not huge, but I'm not tiny. Like,
you can't work with most people.
No. I've been told that I have a perfect penis, which means I'm 6 inches long.
Okay, Lee.
Well, no,
yet again,
those
are the Minesweeper girls talking to you.
I'm giving you guys some valuable information here. If somebody says you have the perfect penis, it means your penis is 6 inches long.
I don't think... What?
That's exactly what it means. That's girl code for 6-inch penis. He's perfect.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Right now. All of you guys out there who are 6 inches long and you've never heard anyone say, wow, what a big penis, or wow, what a tiny penis, you've got a perfect penis.
Lee, there's something I need to tell you.
What?
I replaced all your...
all your...
No. I replaced all your rulers with metric measurements.
Wait a minute!
No!
Why is it bigger than my phone?
No!
That's a Nokia, son.
Vader just looks down. No!
You're really good at that.
Okay, I was just about to... I don't want to talk about Star Wars. Oh.
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Oh,
let's talk about what's wrong with Star Wars.
Everything's wrong with everything. There's been a billion podcasts and stupid white people
what there isn't
talking about Star Wars.
You know what there isn't wrong with? You know what's done perfectly?
What?
Sonic the Hedgehog. Out of all
just like that never-ending pasta bowl from Olive Garden.
Even that advertisement is the only advertisement I've seen recently where I've been like, that's cool. Like, I like
Sonic
that.
was cringy, though.
I liked it. It was a good movie.
No, it wasn't.
Dude, it's for the... Okay.
It was campy.
For the Sonic, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. How fucking campy do you...
You
want a serious, gritty reboot of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
They did that. It's called... What's the one where he turns to a werewolf? Fuck. There's a game where he turns into a werewolf and they try to be edgy and gritty and, like, serious for a little bit. And then they have to immediately go back to campiness because it's dumb.
It's because it's a game.
Even if it wasn't a game.
Okay.
The grittiest Sonic gets is turning into a werehog. Like, do you understand?
Oh my god.
Sonic the Hedgehog is as campy as you can get. It's Sonic.
You know what? I'm just going to agree
with
you.
It's a hedgehog who runs really fast. What do you mean? It's campy.
Lee.
Yeah, dude, it's designed to be campy.
Lee.
What?
I'm just going to agree with you so we can stop talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
You know what was really, really good in all seriousness?
What?
The Lighthouse. That was a fucking
movie.
Masterpiece. That, 1917, and Joker were all phenomenal movies.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people like to say, "Oh, white guy who likes Joker? Wow, what a unique individual." But
Well, I was about to say that, but thank you for saying that for me.
you're welcome. I don't know. I like it from a.
I just feel like I really identify.
No. What I
with
mean is,
I
like it when the bad guys win, because that never happens. I like seeing that because it's rare. It's why I like Infinity War. It's why I like Joker. It's because the bad guys get to win. It's why I like The Empire Strikes Back, because the bad guys win.
It's why I like that movie on the other plane in 9/11.
Gotta go. I gotta go.
You know where it ends with everybody dying?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a movie on the plane that was hijacked and how
Really?
the passengers made them steer it into like a field instead of.
Wait.
I think it was the White House. It's a true story.
Really?
And it ends with them all crashing into the field and dying.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this was a movie. I know there's that romantic comedy that ends with the guy calling the girl on the phone as a plane's flying towards the World Trade Center.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a romantic comedy. The movie, you don't know what the movie's gonna end like.
What is it?
I don't remember what it's called, but there's this guy and this girl, and they're dating, and things get crazy, and they have some drama, and then they make up, and then he's at work, and then he calls her, and he's like, "Hey, this is the last time we're going to speak." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm about to die." And she's like, "What?" He goes, "I love you." And then he's in a building, he hangs up, and it pans out, and there's a building in the there's a plane in the reflection on the building, and then it's revealed he's at the Twin Towers.
That is so...
And the movie ends with fucking 9/11 happening.
Wait, really?
Yes!
That is retarded!
This is a real movie.
That's so bad!
I cannot remember the name.
That's so bad!
So stupid. I remember I saw that movie on TV with a friend of mine. We were just watching it because his girlfriend wanted to watch it, and we're like, okay, whatever, we'll watch this dumb movie. And then it ends with 9/11, and we lost our minds. We lost our fucking minds. We were like, this is the best romantic comedy in the world.
Wait, it's all 9/11? Always has been.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that meme right now.
You just reminded me of... I hate
stupid.
movies like that are like the movie's bad, but it'll fizzle out and then ends with like some bullshit.
Exactly.
like the Predator movie that came out summer of 2018.
No.
Because that was really bad.
No, I didn't even see it. I just remember all my friends leaving the theaters and like texting me and be like, "Oh my god, Predator's terrible."
I love the original Predator. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie
ever. It's such a good movie, but
campy as hell, but a great movie.
Yeah, but it's not even campy. Like,
it's not cute campy.
It's not even that campy, really. It has that action hero flair.
That's what I mean. It belongs to the 80s action guy.
But there's like serious moments.
That's true.
Like it's not like having a good time. Like Arnold barely makes any jokes. It's pretty serious.
Is Arnold the guy who says I don't have time to bleed, or is that the other guy?
That's Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, that's Jesse Ventura. I forgot about Jesse Ventura until right now.
Yeah, he kind of went south.
He's a weirdo.
But anyway, yeah, in the Predator movie, it was so terrible. It was so bad. It ruined the whole idea of Predator.
Why? How?
Well,
I've never seen it.
I'm not going to break down the whole movie. This isn't a movie podcast, but basically, like, the whole idea behind Predator is that it's what you don't see that is scary. It's the stalking of the people.
So it just reveals too much about the Predator.
Like, the whole first movie of Predator is he could really do anything at any time, but he's playing with them. There's all these things you don't know. Like, why is he hunting people? Does he have some kind of rules or something?
Right.
Like, what does he look like? And then there's a big reveal at the end, which you can't you could redo, but you still have those elements, right? There's certain rules. Where that movie, like, you saw Predator in the first fucking 10 minutes. Olivia Munn is like, with her stupid face, with her mouth half open. And then there was the whole stupid, like, hey, we're action heroes who are bad guys, and all the good guy action heroes who were squares, they all died, so it's up to us. And then there was this subplot where, like, the soldier dude, and
You're just describing the new Alien movies.
Yeah, basically.
Because I saw all of those movies.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Alien Covenant. That made me so mad.
Let
me finish. Let me finish with where I'm going with this. I have a point to this.
Okay, go ahead.
So, basically, and he has this kid who's autistic in the movie.
The Predator?
No.
One of the characters?
Like the son of big bad soldier guy. And he's like protecting the kid, but then the kid like, I saw the movie once, like 2 years ago, but from what I remember, I think like the Predator starts like working with him, the kid, and then the movie ends with like, the reason the Predator didn't kill him was because he was autistic and he's a more advanced form of humanity. And they literally say, like, autism is the next step of evolution. Wow. And I was watching that with some guys out of tech school, and we just
so basically
died.
The Predator thinks we're all fucking monkeys until the autistic kid.
Yeah, and then
he's like, oh,
yeah.
Are you telling me the Predator is autistic?
Yes.
That actually explains way more about Predator. Because like a society of people that hunt lesser beings, that sounds like an autistic society.
Oh my god.
And they have all these rules about how to hunt them and all that stuff, and they're not allowed to just outright kill them. They have to be armed, and they can't outsmart you, and if they lay a trap, you're supposed to like get into it. That actually sounds real.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then the alien is just Chad. That's just a Chad species.
But the way it ended was so bad. No, because it's doing the whole like looking at a sunset, like, and it wasn't like they were even trying to hide it or like say it a little bit. Like they straight up, I don't remember the exact words, but they were like, autism is the future. Like that's
just as dumb.
Sterilize all the normal people.
Just as dumb. That is just as dumb as saying that you should try and prevent autism. Or, like, cure autism. Yeah. Like, that is just as dumb.
And then, like, it ends with, like, we found, like, the super anti-predator machine. And all it is this, like, stupid... autism. It's just a stupid, like, mech suit with, like, all this... It's like, no. It's not gonna... No. The Predator is an advanced alien race with all this different technology and intelligence that far exceeds humanity. And then now this alien tech you have is going to save you.
So they just aliened it. Because the Alien movies did the same thing.
I love the original Alien horror movie.
It's so good. I like Aliens, too. I like the second
one. I like Aliens, but I don't love it.
No, the first one's better. I'll give you...
The first one is a horror movie. The second one's an action movie.
For sure. That is true.
And I love the first one with its horror elements. But...
the third one's just gore.
And I was so excited when Alien Covenant was going to come out.
Me too.
But I was so worried. And that was the one I snuck a whole large pizza into. If I remember, I told you.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Like, I ordered a whole large pizza and I folded it into a small pizza box. And then I hid it under my hoodie. And then I went and watched a movie and pulled out this folded large pizza. And
Jordan, you're the most wild person to go to movies with. I'm going to tell you guys some things about going to movies with Jordan. I went to see Star Wars with Jordan, and Derek came along. He's our roommate / landlord, and they decided they wanted to go to Star Wars, and I'd already seen it, and I didn't want to go, and so they bribed me with alcohol, and so I got drunk before I went, which was awesome. I've never been drunk at a movie theater. I've been high at a movie theater, but like. And then Jordan also convinced me to sneak beers into the theater at one point, which was awesome. And Jordan only sits in the disabled seats every time he goes. So I remember I went to go see... What did we go see that first time we went to the theater? Was it Joker?
I think so.
I think we went to go see Joker. It was the first time I'd ever gone to see a movie with Jordan, and I went over to go to the seats, and Jordan just takes a right. And I'm like, what is he doing? Does he see somebody he knows? And he just sits down in the disabled seats, and I'm like... Okay, so I go over, I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, sitting in the disabled seats. They're the best seats. And I was like, well, what if somebody who's disabled comes in? He goes, well, then I'll move, obviously. But no one's here, so who cares? And so we sat down. No disabled people came in.
Exactly.
And so I was like, well, I get the best seats in the house. I don't get to feel guilty. And then, like, a lady behind us started complaining to her husband. And I just was like,
really?
Fuck it. Yeah, I heard her talking about it, but...
What's going to happen?
She's like, those assholes are sitting in the disabled
Did she say that? Assholes?
Yeah, she said those assholes are sitting in the disabled seats, and her husband was just like, okay. He's like, whatever. And so...
That's nice, dear.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, who cares?
She
like,
does,
okay,
obviously. Some people do.
This is my plea to America. Like, seriously, I'm not disabled. So... Like, a handicap parking spot makes sense, because it's not like the car can just move if I'm in the store.
Right.
Where, especially for Alaska movie theaters, like, I've heard stories of, like, and when I lived in the lower 48, like when regularly movie theaters are like packed. Where here in Alaska, I can usually get a whole row to myself.
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
Decently.
There's not a lot of people up here.
But like with that in mind, there's almost nobody in the disabled seats unless it's a really packed night.
Well, it's like using a disabled toilet.
So
like,
yeah, exactly.
I've never had anyone ever knock on the door and be like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm disabled." Like, and if so, okay, I'll finish in a minute and be out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm on your side now. Like, now when I go to the theater, I haven't because of coronavirus, but the next time I go to the theater, I'm going to sit in the disabled seats.
Like,
and if somebody who is disabled comes along, I'll be like, okay, here you go, and then I'll leave.
Like, yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, yeah,
it's that easy.
But I'm just saying, like, and then there was a time where we went to like a gas station and got a bunch of snacks. But not like movie theater snacks. Like I got like one of those little reheatable sandwiches or whatever. And Jordan and I just snuck them in like his vest and all this shit. And then he told me about the pizza. And we were going to, next time we went to the theater, we made plans to get like Wendy's or something.
We did bring Wendy's one time.
Oh yeah, we did bring Wendy's. Yeah, we ordered Wendy's and then we just snuck it in under our clothes. And I remember Jordan was like, they're not going to search us. They're not allowed to search us.
Well,
like who cares?
It's if they can tell, because they can just tell you to leave.
Yeah, they can.
But that's why my crown achievement was the pizza.
The pizza, yeah.
Because
nobody noticed.
There was a lot.
They just didn't care.
There was a lot. No. In Wasilla, they definitely cared. Like that lady knew me. Wasilla's like I tried to bring this monster in. And I was pretty... okay, just so the audience knows, in my mind, ever since I was a kid, I always try to think of this as, like, training for, like, when I joined the CIA. Like, I need to practice, like, my cool head and my quick, like, lying skills. Because it doesn't matter in the long run. There's nothing immoral about me bringing an energy drink into the movie theater, even if they don't want me to.
Well, it's not against the law. They just don't want you to do it. They
want
you to spend money at the fucking
exactly.
stand.
So
yeah.
I have no moral dilemma with that.
Yeah.
So
I sneak food into the theater too. I've never snuck fast food or beer into the theater before. I've only ever snuck like a soda or like a candy they don't have. Like,
yeah.
It's or like my own popcorn. It's never been.
I think my mom snuck soup into the theater. She had like a quart jar of soup.
I had a friend who snuck soup in. She had one of those metal water bottles.
Yeah.
Like a hydro flask. And somebody was like, you can't bring food or drinks. She's like, it's water. I want to stay hydrated. And they were like, okay. And then she opened it, and it was actually like it was a thermal thing.
Yeah.
And she had like, not clam chowder, but she had some kind of like
nice
good soup in there. And I was like, holy shit. And she shared it with me. It was really good. But
like I remember one time I had this monster, and the lady was like rolling her eyes at me, and was like, young man. Like, I hate it when like women who are like 40 plus do the whole like, I'm basically your mom thing, whippersnapper. And it's like, oh, okay, lady, whatever. But especially for me, because I look pretty young. But like she was
without the mustache, you look really young.
Well, and this was when I was 17 too, so I looked really, really young. But
just a little boy,
little wee boy. But I was trying to get in. She was like, you can't bring that in here. And I was like, oh, I just got this. Like, just trying to play cool. She's like, we don't sell those here. And I think I said, well, you should.
That's such a power move, and it's such like out of left field that she's probably just like, that's a good point. I should let him have that.
But no, she wasn't buying it. She was like,
that sucks.
Stand right there and drink the whole thing. And like in my mind, I'm like, this is so retarded. I'm drinking it right now.
Yeah, I could drink it at any pace I want.
So I knew what was happening because they were busy. And you know how there's always like, especially in like movie theaters, there's like that gaggle of girls. Like it's like 5 or 6 girls that are all like feeding off each other's energy. Like,
oh, they're all
like energy vampires. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. They're
the worst people in the world. I hate them.
And so they were the next in line. And so they were all like, ah! And so her attention was diverted. And so I took like one sip and then I speed walked.
Yeah.
While like,
what's she gonna
palming
do?
my monster.
Catch up to you and force you to drink the monster?
You drink this, you fucking slut.
I remember one time I was riding my bike and I had I stopped by a convenience store and I got a snack. I was with my brother, and we're eating our like granola bars or whatever the fuck, and we're drinking like a soda. And then this cop was in the parking lot, and he was like watching us, giving us side eye, and we're like, whatever, we're not doing anything wrong, and we're just kids. And so we're eating them, and we're sitting there for a minute, and like our trash is sitting underneath our drinks, or like our wrappers are under the drinks, so they don't blow away. And the cop's like, he walks up to us, and when I was a kid, the cops, if you were wearing a bike helmet, they used to give you a free ice cream ticket.
Oh.
So they'd give you a ticket for wearing a helmet. It was to encourage kids to wear helmets.
And of course, you wore a helmet.
And you would take it.
You wore a helmet the moment you got out of bed.
Straight up. No, dude, I would wear a helmet every time I went, and I'd look for cops. I knew some of their routes, and I would go and like ride in front of the cop. It got to the point one of them knew me, and he was like, "Nice try. I'll give you a ticket next week." Because I do it literally every day, and I just save up tickets till Friday, and then go get a bunch of ice creams with my friends. But we were just sitting there, and I thought, I was wearing my bike helmet, so I thought, oh, maybe this is going to happen again. Because it hasn't happened ever since I lived in that small town where they did it just there. So he walks up to us, and he's like, "Excuse me, gentlemen, I'm going to have to ask you not to litter." And we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Your wrappers there, they're sitting on the ground." And we're like, "Yeah, but our drinks are on them. We're going to throw them when we're done." We were just sitting and talking, and he's like, "Well, that's actually a crime. I could write you a ticket right now."
How old were you?
Fucking 15, maybe.
Okay, see,
14.
That's the thing.
But my brother was like 9. It was clearly just an older brother hanging out with his little kid brother.
Yeah.
And this cop's being a dickhead to us.
That's something like I try to explain to my sister because she's 12 and other young people I meet. Something I didn't catch on to because I didn't really have a mentor. Is that you can get away with a lot of shit as a kid.
Oh yeah.
But you still have that timid factor, depending on the kid.
Depending on who you are.
Yeah. Because you're like, oh, I don't want to mess this up. When in reality, you could do just about like if as an adult, I can't go out and hit somebody.
I can't litter.
I can't do shit.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I could just do everything but assault, so like absolutely stab somebody.
Dude, I beat people up when I got beaten up, and I beat people up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I can't, if I got into a fight like that now, I'd get in legal trouble.
Dude, I hit a kid with like a metal fence post.
I never hit anyone with anything. I only hit them with my hands. But like, I remember one time I was getting beaten up, and like a group of my friends saw it happening. This was not like a prearranged fight. This was just some asshole who decided to like push me over, and I was defending myself. And it wasn't going well for me. And they all just came over and pushed him down and started kicking him. And then they stood me up and they're like, all right, kick him. And we just kicked him for like a good 15 minutes.
The camera pans out and the happy music starts. Like, oh.
Yeah, it was like a victory. But like, I got the shit kicked out of me by this kid's friends like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But I just remember like thinking about that. I thought about it a couple days ago. And I was like, if I did that now, I'd get in legal trouble.
Doesn't that suck?
I would go to jail probably. Like that, it's wild what you can get away with. It. But like, nothing was ever done of it. But I'm sure if the police or anyone who got involved, they'd just be like, they talk to the parents. I'd get grounded. That kid would get grounded, and that'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
It just we weren't old enough to be tried as adults, so it was like
I heard
we just get okay. Don't do that again.
I heard the story of a bunch of.
But let me finish this dumb cop crap. But I even explained to him, we're like, well, we're going to throw it away in a minute. We're just sitting, like, drinking our drink. We'll throw it away in a minute. And he's like, well, I'm going to have to make sure of that so you don't commit a crime. And I remember...
This dude is probably jerking off under his pants or something.
Oh, yeah, this dude's just hanging out in his car.
What an idiot.
But I remember, even then, just like 14, 15 years old, I was like, don't you have a job to do? Like... Really? This teenage kid and his little brother are who you're deciding to worry about today? Aren't there drug dealers somewhere near here? Like I remember even thinking like, dude, I bought shrooms from a guy behind the school like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Like there's crime happening in this neighborhood. Like there was a meth lab that was busted a month ago. I'm sure there's another one by now. Like what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like go do your job. I remember thinking that, and I almost said that to him, but I was a kid.
Go
and I'm
do
like,
your job.
I'm not going to say that to an adult. But now if it happened to me and I was hang out with my brother and we're adults, I'd just be like, dude, do your fucking job. Like, leave me alone.
Dude, I just pictured you like sitting with an ice cream cone on a park bench, and it just fits you too well.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just you.
My vibe is sitting.
Your
on ice
vibe
cream.
is like,
Is
ice
sitting
cream.
with an ice cream.
And
I
just
love
eat-
ice cream. Yeah.
It's just funny.
I like that vibe. I think that's a good vibe. But yeah, that was dumb. And then we did throw him away. And as soon as we threw him away, he was sitting in his car and he like nodded at us. And then drove away. And we're both like, even my little brother, he's 9 years old. He's just like, what the hell was that about? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's so stupid. Holy shit.
It was really
stupid.
dumb. It was really dumb. People are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that concludes part 2.
That's it?
We're getting a little low energy here. And you're tired. We've already been at this for almost 2 hours, so.
Yeah, I think this was a good run.
I think it was great. This was fun.
Yeah, not bad for
hanging with me.
two
again.
stupid autistic white guys.
Well, a white guy and a half.
I didn't tell you about that.
I know. You can see it in your lips.
I thought it was my nose.
Nah, dude, you've got your dad's nose for sure. Actually, I don't know. I haven't seen your dad recently enough to make that assessment.
Dude, you can't pull a race card. You're very obviously white.
Well, yeah, but I'm still not completely white.
Well, me neither, Lee.
I learned a term.
I've got some Mesopotamian in there somewhere.
I learned a term recently. I'm white presenting. Basically means you're not all the way white, but you look white enough.
No.
That's a thing people say.
No.
That's a thing people say.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
But you're not white presenting. You are white.
No, I'm not.
With a heritage that is not completely white.
Well, okay, one of my parents
You
isn't
look
white.
completely white. You grew up white. You were treated white. You're white.
Well, yeah.
But I had that 20%.
What about black people who were raised in a white family? Are they white now?
No,
Because they were raised in that society, or do they have that culture?
No,
and all that
Lee.
stuff?
I was just using that to,
I think it's dumb. I checked
doubly
the box.
express the fact.
Actually, I don't check
that
the box. Mark, right?
I'm just saying, personally, if I was you, I wouldn't say to like.
Dude,
well, actually,
I was just making a dumb joke because I know it annoys you. Like, I really don't care.
No, I know, and I love following up on it because I know it annoys you.
It doesn't annoy me. Actually, when I check the race box,
I'm Lee Pills.
when I check the race box, I mark other and then I write human because I think race is dumb.
Oh, that's so cringe.
I hate it. It's stupid.
We're all humans.
No, why?
People.
Why do I have to tell an employer my race? Like, why?
Why do you have to care? Why don't you just go
Why do I
along?
care?
Why do you
It's
care about
stupid.
anything? Like, what's your
Yeah.
name, sir? You mean my slave name, given to
What?
me by my human parents that I didn't choose? That's what it sounds like to say, like, other. I'm a human being.
Yeah, don't treat me like a fucking skin tone. Treat me like
Say
a
the
person.
same thing with a name. I didn't get to choose my name.
I did get to choose my name, actually.
A little bit.
Well, yeah.
It was already part of your name.
I didn't like the first one, so I go by the middle one. Done.
Lee.
Easy.
There's a million Lees.
Yeah. I can hide in the Fire Nation. Easy.
But my point is, I just think stuff like that dumb. Like, it's like the whole snowflake thing. Like, snowflakes. Like, people using terms or trying to be woke.
Oh, yeah. Like white presenting. I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that also, I'm wrapping in your stupid little, I'm a human being on the racist thing.
The reason I do that is because people focus on race too much nowadays.
But nobody cares.
A bunch of people care.
No, what I'm saying is your little thing doesn't matter.
Oh, I know. I've actually gotten, like, complimented on it by employers, though.
Complimented?
Yeah. They're like, I like what you did here. I'm going to start doing it. I've had people tell me, like, that's a great idea. Yeah, because why do they care what color of skin I have?
I don't know.
Like, why is that a necessity on an employment form? That's stupid.
Because they have statistics.
Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. You should treat me like a person, not like a race.
No, I completely agree.
The other thing I know is, I know this is true because they've done studies on it. If you do check a certain race, some places will just throw your application away.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's against the law.
Kind of like Derek and Anna and Renters.
But if you check other, they can't.
Yeah.
Because they don't know. Then you might be who they're looking for. So.
But okay, I completely understand.
Unless your name is so obviously a certain race.
Lee. Ugh,
Well, actually, a lot of people think I'm Asian until I get to the interview.
that's stupid.
Nobody has any problem hiring Asians.
Lee. Okay. Listen, my
good at
big
math, man.
my big fat Asian
My big
bar
fat
mitzvah.
Asian job application.
No, my big fat
Big
Asian.
fat Asian bar mitzvah. Are there Asian Jews, like religious? Are there religious Asian Jews?
I don't know. I really don't know. There's definitely Jewy Asians.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like they have features that they share, or like?
No.
I don't know what you mean.
Like how Derek calls me Jewy in terms of like money and stuff.
He calls you. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
But I don't know if there are Asian Jews. That's a good question.
I know there are Asian Christians, but they're not common.
It just seems like one of those like Blockbuster at 2 a.m. back shelf, like my big fat Asian bar mitzvah.
Well, there was that movie that came out, My Big Fat Asian Wedding, I think. I think it came out like 2 years ago.
That's what the sequel to Avatar will be.
Oh, no.
My big fat Asian bar mitzvah.
And we brought it around at the end of the episode.
Are you trying to end it?
We have to end it. We're running out of time. It's
What?
been another hour-long episode, man.
Ah. Well,
If you want to keep going, we can. We can have 3-parters. I don't
no,
really care.
we can't give the people too much.
Okay.
We gotta pace ourselves. We can't burn out too early.
I don't think we're going to burn out.
We
at
gotta
all.
be like Joe Rogan, start out really bad.
I don't have a snowflake green screen, though.
Oh, that was bad.
Well, his episodes when he first started, I think were only like 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
And now he's going for fucking 5 hours.
Well, he had nothing to talk about
that?
then.
Can you believe that, though? The
That's
average
crazy.
Joe Rogan episode is 3.5 hours long.
That's crazy.
That's insanity.
It's awesome.
Oh my god, I love it, but it's insane. I'm never going to catch up.
Well, I think I'm gonna go eat my oatmeal.
Yeah, I'm going to eat something too. I'm fucking hungry.
Well,
I gotta take a shower, though. I came straight from the gym and just plopped on, let's do a podcast. I haven't showered yet. I'm still sweaty. It's gross. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Give us a like, subscribe if you're new, blah, blah, blah.
I don't really care what you do.
Jordan's... I don't really care that much either, but I would like it if more people saw these.
Of course, I'd love some affirmation.
Well, yeah, everyone.
I know it's something we need to do as creators, but I just find the whole like, comment, subscribe thing just hilarious.
Well, yeah, I think it's funny whenever they do that too. I have to do it.
No, I know, and I have to make fun of you.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, let me know if the sound's better. I'm trying to figure out the sound quality and all that stuff, so just let me know. And you'll hear more from me and Jordan another time. Thanks for listening. Catch you later.
Bye.